I was raised in Harrison Hot Springs. I moved there when I was about 4, I think, from Vancouver after my dad got out of the Royal Canadian Air Force, where he trained as a chef. My parents were Pat and Elsie Keegan, and my mom was a very talented dancer and a painter. She taught ballroom dancing at the Harrison Hotel, where people loved to take a couple of lessons before they ventured out onto that Copper Room's lovely glass dance floor. I had 3 older sisters, only one of which is still living now, and looking back, growing up with a house full of girls was pretty good. In those days, we played endless card games and board games and spent most of our days outside in Harrison, hiking over to Sandy Cove or swimming in the ice-cold Harrison Lake before there was a lagoon, and generally having fun. As I said, my dad was trained as a chef and a cook, so he worked in many logging camps around Harrison Lake, and we would go and spend many summers in those logging camps with him, and that was great fun too. During the late 40s and 1950s, there were about 25 to 30 logging camps going full tilt around Harrison Lake. And the names I remember from this time and heard my dad talk about were, of course, Buster McCombs and Andy Lakeberg and Curly Chittenden, the Clark brothers, Dewey Anderson, Blondie Rustad, and Larson's Logging. And the names associated also with the people who worked on the various boats, and there was lots of boats delivering parts and equipment, and the crews up to all of the logging camps. So those people were Denny Perrault and Percy Chandler and Captain McLeod, and of course dear old friend of ours, Howard Welton, who recently passed away. I started school in Harrison Hot Springs for grade 1 and 2, I think, and then we moved a couple of times as my dad got work in Vancouver for a while. We eventually, of course, moved back to Harrison Hot Springs. I loved the small village of Harrison. In those days, we were about 300 residents, and of course, all the kids knew each other, and we all played together. When I was in high school, I could walk around the village of Harrison and name the people living in every house. I sure couldn't do that now. I also vividly remember the very, very cold winters. One year, the Miami River froze solid, and all of us young people ice skated for hours and hours on it. It was great. We also roller skated inside the Memorial Hall in Harrison, which was new then. The parent group had purchased those flat kind of roller skates that you screwed onto your own shoes. Of course, you had to have a skate key hanging around your neck to tighten them up. So that was fun. When I was a teen, our place to go was Greenpoint, which is now known as Sasquatch Park, and we swam in the lake and built bonfires and had corn roast and had endless fun there too. I met my husband, Bob Kennedy, when I was 11. His younger sister was my best friend, and so we started dating when I was about 14 and married when I was 18.